Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Forde,
Good
or
afternoon.
Fordy as I know you. So that's what I will call you throughout this interview.
Yeah.
So, as you know, we had a brief discussion before the interview as to why we're holding this interview and what we will do with the information. So, I've got some questions, and we agreed that we'll go down our list of questions, and then you will talk as little or as less about the things that you would like to talk about. Okay. So the first question is really, what is your name? And I suppose that's giving your full name because I know you, we just call you Fordy. And then which island you came from.
Barbados.
Right. And what's your full name?
It's Garner Theophilus Forde.
Say that again for me.
Garner Theophilus
Forde.
Forde.
Oh, right. So Theophilus. Yes, one of my uncles named Theophilus. It's quite a common Bajan name, isn't it? Okay. So tell me a little bit about your life in your home island growing up. So we missed the bit about which island did you come from. I know, but I want you to say it.
Barbados.
Barbados. Okay. So tell me a little bit about your life when you grew up in Barbados. I remember.
Not very much, really, because I leave Barbados when I was 21.
Okay.
Which, to me, it wasn't very much. Allowed, really, because it was just some work, just doing a bit of work from work, just relaxing a bit with a couple of friends, and I think that was about it.
But what were the things that you loved about your home Barbados?
Well, they come to me like cricket, they got the cricket, and that was it, really. And we never used to go out and join ourselves as kids. We always stop home and play dominoes and hearts and that lot. That was about it.
So it was very family orientated.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So what about your friends growing up?
Well, my friends, they all grew up together, and we, what could I say? What I say, we went out playing together and everything like that. But what else can it be? You know, we relax and go to the beach and everything together. And that was about, for me, that was about it.
Okay. So why did you decide to leave Barbados?
That's a good question. My sister. Because I have my friends which live in Barbados and coming to England. And she wants to know the reason why I don't want to. But I really never think about it. But it's my sister who caused me to be in England. And she sent for me.
Okay. So how did she encourage you? How did she sell England to you?
Well, all she says to me is about my friends. You know, my friends coming to England, and why I don't come to England and help myself like my friends.
Okay, right. So when did you leave Barbados to come to England?
In May 1962.
Okay, and what was the journey to England like?
To me, it was all right because I have, as I say, I have a couple of friends, and we was all together, and we just sit down and relax and play and talk.
So you came with friends when you came?
A couple of friends,
a couple of friends who came together. And was that on a plane?
No, on a boat.
On a boat. Okay. So was that a big ship or
a big ship?
A big ship.
Okay.
And can you remember if that was like a passenger ship?
It was
Or
passenger.
oh, it was a passenger ship. Oh, so that was good. So tell
Yeah.
us a bit about the ship.
Yeah.
What was that like
Yeah. It's like,
leaving?
it was all right. Everything was all right on the ship. As we, as I say, we get on the ship, relax, and the the room, like there was two of us or three of us in the room, and we can go each of the room, sit down and relax, and you know, and as I say, we had dominoes on the ship as well. And we used to go in the room, play them. Sometimes we sleep in each other rooms.
Mhm.
You know,
Oh, so the journey
everything. It
was a
was
good
good.
journey,
True.
a good
Yeah,
experience for
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Okay, right. I'm just going to. So, describe to me how it felt leaving your home in Barbados, your friends, and your family
It's
behind.
bad, terrible. eh, Because I more or less, from the time I leave home, I was going till I get to the, I was going till I get to the ship, and more or less, then when I get my friends, then but when I still come to England, I miss my family. You know, especially my mom's,
Mm.
my sisters, and I have a couple of brothers. Well, I miss the family, put it that way. The
Yes.
whole family.
Oh.
It's
And
like,
how were you able to communicate with them when you got to England?
yes,
And how did you do
yeah.
that?
I do that by writing letters.
Okay.
I do that by writing letters. So
And
then my mom passed away, and that was hardest thing because I didn't want to go back to Barbados.
mm,
I mean, I did went back for the funeral, but then I was saying and they let me know she passed away. I want to really go back for good. To say the truth.
and how many
And
years was that after you came here?
I came here, I think that was 5 years after.
So 5 years afterwards. Mm.
Uh,
And was your plan to hopefully go back and see her before she passed?
yes, I
Yeah.
remember that.
Mm.
And speaking about my mom, I didn't say anything about my dad because I was here for 2 weeks and he passed away.
Oh dear.
So
You
I
couldn't.
couldn't go back.
That was like a
I
double
thought
blow, really, wasn't it?
that was, yeah,
Mm. I'll pause it. So I just stopped the recording just now as Mr. Forde was sharing some very personal information. We just thought we'd have 5 minutes. So we're now resuming. Okay. So as normal, a lot of people come and sometimes they have family to stay with, but sometimes they don't. So
mm,
was Reading the first place that you came to?
London.
London.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So tell us a little bit about
Well,
that.
what could I say? I come to London with my sister. Well, my sister brought me to London, and I was in London for about 3 to 4 months. I couldn't get a job. My my uncle and my brother-in-law they take me this place and that place, and couldn't get a job. And all I was thinking about Barbados is all I was thinking about. But unfortunately, is that it happened that my brother lives in Reading. He come to London and asked me to come to Reading for a couple of days, which I did. And
What did you think of Reading when you came to
well,
Reading?
I could, to be honest with you, I didn't thinking about Reading.
Right.
I didn't until I meet a friend. We went to school together,
Mm-hmm.
and where my brother was staying, he was staying at the same place. He had a room there, and he says to me, "I'll see if I can get a job for you." Anyway, went back to London, and then my brother come down to London the following weekend, brought me back to Reading, and the friend got me the job. I started on Monday,
And what was that job?
and that job was spraying gates,
Okay.
and it's just down Caversham,
Oh, in Caversham.
just down by the the little park with the pub.
What was the company?
Yeah, to be honest, I can't remember the
But
company.
spraying gates.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
spraying
interesting.
gates.
We have to look that up.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it's I don't know if they still do it now, but I think there's a job there's thing still going there.
Okay.
It's a little building.
Okay.
That's the thing.
We'll research that. Work for
You
you to
know,
do on it.
there's a little part just then you go straight down the road. Instead of you going to enter turning off by the traffic light into red, you kept on straight.
Is it where the busters come into Caversham?
Um, no, if you as you say, when you leave here, okay, the big part.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
You go right. You go straight on instead of turning to go into Reading. You turn straight into
Oh, so Laundry,
huh?
near the laundry. Caversham Laundry.
No, it's in that far.
It's not that far. Oh,
yeah.
it's just before.
It's just all we know.
There now, though.
Huh?
There now, anyhow.
What? What do you mean? What can be there? They did the pub. You can still see the building open. You can still see people walking in. Like I don't know definitely if they're working, but it's looked to me when you pass. It looked like they still work. There's people still doing something there.
Oh, okay.
Because the big gate is open
The big
now,
gate is still there.
and his van is still there.
Oh, okay.
And
We're going to have
vans
to
are still there.
research that. That's interesting to know. Yeah. And that's the first place
You
that
know,
you worked when you
The very
came.
first place. Okay, when you go to by the little park, there's a pub. There's a pub.
Yeah, there's the pub.
And then when
haven't you got two pubs there down in Caversham?
also, that's the first pub that you going down into Caversham. From the time you get past the traffic light, going into Caversham,
Yeah.
you pass the park, you pass houses. That little park is that side, and there's a pub.
Right.
And right side of the pub is a little thing.
Okay, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that anyway. Okay, so how long did you intend to stay? Because once you then came to Reading, how long did you intend to stay?
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't think about staying. I didn't think about staying because every weekend I used to go to London. But you see, the only person I had in Reading is my brother.
Okay.
I had an uncle, a brother-in-law, my sisters, the two sisters in London. So I used to go to London every weekend. And then I come interested in football in London.
Okay.
And sometimes I was thinking about going and staying in London.
But eventually you settled in Reading.
Settled in Reading, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what did Reading look like when you first came? Tell us a bit about what it looked like.
To be honest with you, I really wasn't interested in the area. I wasn't interested in the area. Plus, the same bloke that got the job for me, he was walking one Saturday, going into town, and I about 3 to 4 blocks just wants to know about black. Why don't know black yet? This and black yet? Open this. And well, we wasn't interested in what they were saying, so we carry on. But they was walking behind us, still carrying on and carrying on and carrying on.
So were they calling things out to you?
Yeah, calling different things, black this and black that.
Right.
Why don't you get out of this country and get back where you come from and this and that?
But were you frightened?
Eh?
Were you frightened?
Where
Were you frightened?
I wasn't frightened. I wasn't frightened because I know this, my mate. I know what he was like.
You knew you could protect
yeah,
yourself.
I know. I know what he was like.
Yeah. So you said that was the reason why you wasn't interested
Interested
in the place. So you was kind of just interested in what you had to do.
Because they have none of that in London.
Right. Okay. So that was the difference. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So in a way, then it didn't seem as if it was that easy to settle.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't. That's why you used to go to London every weekend. Yeah.
So I think you might have answered that question. I'm just looking at the hobbies. So you said you played dominoes, so that was something that you played. We talked a little bit about returning to the Caribbean, and you said when your mum died that if you could have returned to live, you would have. I suppose, how does it feel to be part of the Windrush generation? Because there's a lot being said about it now, and you know, people look and think, am I part of that or not? How does that feel?
I don't, to be honest with you, I think it's all right, really. I think it's all right. It's all right. I mean, what could I say? There's nowhere for me to go at the moment. No, nothing like that. So, I think it's all right. It's all right.
Because you were the ones who came and like paved the way for the youngsters who are growing up. Because of the different jobs that you did and because of the different things that you went through when you came to the country. Yeah.